Welcome to Thursday, June 5th, 2025 special meeting. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education and Public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. Ms. Allen, would you call the roll?
Yes. Mrs. Cherry?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
And Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Can we now stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, our mission statement will be read by our Vice President, Mrs. Simmons.
The mission of the Trotwood-Madison City Schools is to graduate all students prepared to excel in a global society with a commitment to a lifelong learning by guaranteeing a challenging curriculum, facilitating by an innovative and dedicated staff, community participation, and state-of-the-art resources, and a stimulating atmosphere.
Thank you. Next is, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
I motion. I'll second.
It's been moved in second to adopt the agenda as present. Ms. Allen, would you call the roll?
Yes. Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. Motion passes to adopt the agenda as present. Item 2, are there any public comments for the purpose of rehiring or retired employee Michael McCray? Did anyone fill out anything, Ms. Allen?
I don't have anything as of yet.
With that being said, we'll wait for 3 to 5 minutes before we move on. Okay, we don't appear to have any comments. So at this time, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Ms. Allen, would you call the roll?
Who motioned, I'm sorry?
Aaron.
Here.
Mrs. Simmons.
Second.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned.
I fully support you moving.
work session meeting. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education and Public for the purpose of conducting the school district business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. Ms. Allen, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Cherry?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
And Mrs. Kilgore?
Now may we stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And next, we will have our mission statement read by Vice President Mrs. Simmons.
The mission of the Trotwood-Madison schools is to graduate all students prepared to excel in a global society with a commitment to lifelong learning by guaranteeing a challenging curriculum facilitated by an innovative and dedicated staff, community participation, and state-of-the-art resources and a stimulating atmosphere.
Thank you. Item E, adoption of the agenda. I need a motion to adopt the agenda. But first, are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, there are a couple changes this evening. The first change, under superintendent's items, I would like to replace the current item A with a new item, which will be, she keeping on, I'm just making sure Ms. Allen's got me.
I have it.
Recension of the May 1st personnel agenda. That will be item A. And then item B will be approval of the May 1st personnel agenda.
And the first one still has to be approval.
The first one has to be, right, correct. There needs to be a vote on the initial
Recension.
recension. And then B will be approval of the May 1st personnel agenda. And then item D, under discussion items, that will be a new item as well. Under discussion items, that will be discussion of the July 3rd board meeting. And the last item back again under superintendent items, which will now be item H, will be the amendment to the June 5th, 2025 personnel agenda with the adding of an additional staff member for hire. And I will share all of those agendas with the board once we get to those agenda items. And that is it as far as changes are concerned.
Okay, we have heard the changes to the agenda. I need a motion to adopt the agenda with changes.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Allen, it's been moved in second. Can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore? And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes to adopt the agenda with changes. Next, we have presentations.
Our first and only presentation this evening is always one of those enjoyable opportunities and events that we have to recognize one of our staff members. This evening, we have some gentlemen from the Air and Space Force Association chapter, and they will be recognizing their identified state teacher of the year. This is Annette Larson. So you gentlemen can come up to the podium and
Come on up, please, join me. Try to stand away so we don't have our backs to anybody in particular.
Okay.
Thank you so much for allowing us to be here this evening. It's a pleasure and honor for us. My name is Carl Schopfer. I'm the Vice President for Education in the chapter. I have with me here Jake Porter, who is our President of the chapter, and I'll get him in a few minutes to talk about our 501c3 and what we do. He'll then hand it off to David Babcock, who is the State President for the Air and Space Force Association. and he'll have to say just a couple of things. And we also brought one of our sponsors. We have with us here Bill Leister. We can't do what we do, which includes providing grants to schools. We provided a grant to Trotwood-Madison, as well as some money and funding and other sorts of things to support STEM education without our great sponsors. And so we want to have one of our sponsors here tonight to say how pleased he is to be a part of it. So with that, I'm going to step aside and let Jake say a couple of things.
All right, I'm Jake Porter. Tonight, just a minute about the Aerospace Forces Association. Back in 1947, when the Air Force was formed, guys by the name of Jimmy Doolittle and folks like that got together. They realized they needed a lot of help on the public side of the Air Force, advocating for the Air Force, supporting the airmen that were involved in our Air and Space Forces Association. Those guys never thought that would happen, but so they formed the Air Force Association. And our primary mission is to advocate for our airmen, to support our airmen and our families. And the one we really learned was for our nation to be strong, we need science and engineering to be strong across our society. So education is one of our primary goals for the Aerospace Forces Association. We have a Teacher of the Year program. So this starts with our local chapters, which I represent. It goes up to the state level, which Mr. Babcock represents. And then there's a national level competition. By the time you get to the national competition, you end up with the most stellar educators you've ever seen. Putting together programs, getting grants, folks who really care about their kids, not just in their local classroom, but they reach the point where they are going to local conferences and sharing with other teachers how to educate. They're going to across the nation, or across the world in this case, actually showing other teachers how to be better educators and how to get our kids hooked on STEM, how to keep our nation strong, and how to be good citizens. So we are thrilled to recognize you. Mr. Babcock's going to hand you a trophy, and we're going to spend some time with you and your family at the air show because we want people to see this is what good teaching looks like. This is what getting people are excited about STEM looks like. So thank you for letting me come and just talk to you about it. It's an honor. Jack?
Like I said, I'm Dave Babcock, the state president of the Air and Space Force Association. It truly is an honor to be here tonight as we recognize an exceptional educator, and I do mean exceptional, for all that she has done in the world of STEM education and bringing and instilling in our kids, not only shaping their minds, but changing their mindsets and how they work and how they learn, how they grow to be students and then future leaders in our country. And that's just done an exceptional job. Looking at that nomination, it was clear she was a strong candidate. And then, we saw all the other candidates, not only here from the chapter level, but across the state of Ohio, and she was head above heels over them. So it really is an honor to honor her tonight, tonight. And so that on behalf of the state of Ohio, and all the chapters representing the Air and Space Force Association that Jake talked about, we would like to present with you, or to you, this trophy for being State of Ohio Teacher of the Year.
Ms. Larson, you got anything to say to?
Almost.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
The building.
Okay.
And really quick,
Yeah.
I represent a local company, BAE Systems, which is a large defense company around the world. But more importantly, in this situation, we are truly honored at the opportunity to sponsor the local chapter and the state and at the national level, the Air and Space Forces Association, in their mission to not only support STEM education, but also those educators that are essential for making that happen. It truly is an honor to help support this local chapter, and truly it was amazing to read your resume, to read the bio and the package you put forward. You do an amazing thing. I come from a family of educators, and truly, this is truly a blessing to this community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because of our great sponsors, we have a check for you. And this is just a start of all the goodies that will be coming by virtue of her winning at the state level. So, jump on in here. Get it, little time. Now it's your turn.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for this award, and I extend a thank you to the Board of Education. Thank you for supporting STEM. It is, as you've heard these distinguished gentlemen share, how very important it is for students to have the opportunities in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I'm telling you, Trotwood-Madison City Schools stands above the rest. By having Danielle Posse in the 4th and 5th grade building, working with the teachers, all the teachers in the building, we are extending out and helping support those teachers in STEM education, and extending that into the 2nd and 3rd grade level. They need that. They also need opportunities to see what's available for careers. What I have been trying to do is, we're in Dayton, Ohio. The aerospace industry, I think, of the world, can I say the world?
Works for me.
And we're preparing our students to be in that workforce. So we need for them to understand what's available in the future for them. And we have brilliant, and we're doing challenges in the classroom. They are so creative and come up with so many different things, and then collaborate and making great games. So thank you.
We would ask that our Board of Education takes a picture with everybody, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely, love it.
All right.
We certainly want to thank the board as well, just for hiring and having and supporting great teachers like some of the teachers that you have out here. It's amazing that you do that, because Trotwood-Madison is a place to be recognized, and a force to be reckoned with when it comes to education.
Thank you.
We want to go over here still?
Yeah, I think they're fine right there, yeah. This is,
Come on over.
huh?
Yes. No, that's not gonna work.
That's a challenge of being tall.
Right, exactly.
And on each side, how about three on each side? Green is my favorite color too. It's okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right.
Thank you, man, for allowing us to be here. Appreciate it.
I'll find out, like I said, we're gonna find out what that is, what that process is. This is an application. Mm-hmm. All right. Right, once again, we definitely want to thank the gentleman from the Air and Space Force Association for coming out, and Miss Larson. All right. All right, that's awesome. Miss Larson doesn't even know. She might have just earned herself 5 minutes at the opening day ceremony. That's what comes along with some of these awards sometimes. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Proud of you. All right. All right, it's back on you, ma'am.
Again, congratulations, Mrs. Larson. Next, we will have our treasurer's report.
I have a couple things this evening, one for action and two for information. The first one for information is under 3A, and is the May 1st, 2025 work session meeting minutes and the May 15th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. And again, that's for information. I will ask for your approval on the June 26th meeting. The next item is item 3B. And I am asking for approval this evening. This is a resolution to establish a new fund, and this is Fund 70, and Fund 70 is used for capital projects. We have always had capital projects, but we wanted to do something a little different so we really could hone in on what those capital projects were. The example of some of the capital projects would be to buy new buses, to provide new roofs for all of our school buildings, and also to provide new asphalt, or to upgrade the asphalt at the new building. So this evening, I'm asking for the board to approve that we set up a new fund, Fund 70. I'm doing this for action today because on June 26th, we will close out our FY25 school year, and we would like that Fund 70 to be part of the appropriations.
Does anyone have any questions? No questions? So I need a motion to approve the setup, the new setup for the capital project 70.
I motion.
Second. It's been moved in second. Ms. Allen, would you call the roll?
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. Motion passes to establish, set up a capital project fund 70.
The third item I would like to present, and I'm gonna try to go, not real fast, but try to go through this pretty quickly. We received our financial health indicator report for FY24 from the Auditor of State. It was in the paper. Our name wasn't specifically mentioned, but it was in the June 1st Sunday's paper, and I thought this would be a very good opportunity for the board for me to go through this, and I said it's 17 indicators, and I'm not going to go specifically. I'll go very quickly. But what it is that they rate us on, actually it's 15 indicators. 2 of them are not applicable to school districts. And I wanted to let the board know what our final report looked like. So in front of you, it is this multicolored report that I set in front of you. And Eric, would you put the report on, yeah, do you have it on the screen? Okay. So as you can see, 1 through 6 are green, and 11 through 17 are green as well. That means that everything is looking good. The report indicates what each one of these are. I'm just going to read them very quickly, the 1 through 6 and 11 through 17. Number 1 is a net asset position, which was positive. Number 2 was the fund balance, if it was positive. Number 3 is the net assets, if they're positive. Number 4 is a change in the general fund balance, and we got a green star on that. Number 5 is cash balance divided by the revenue, and we were within the positive green on that one. Number 6 is the property tax revenue. It's not declining. We got a green star on that one. Then I'm going to skip to 11 through 17 very quickly. 11 is the condition of our capital assets. Number 12 is our debt expenses divided by our total revenue. And then 13 through 15 is the number of days that we can operate more than the 60 days. And obviously at this point we can. Number 16 is liabilities divided by the assets, which is positive. And number 17 is there's no budgetary non-compliance findings on the audit report. And I always come back with you guys when they do our audit, and obviously we received the highest audit award this past year. So number 7 and number 10 are black. They are not applicable. Number 7 is income tax. We do not have an income tax. And number 10 is not applicable to anything or to any school district. So those are 2 black. The 2 red are number 8 is deficit spending. We've talked about deficit spending forever, and for FY24 we did have deficit spending of $713,000. So we received a read critical outlook, and what that critical outlook means is that it's just giving us an idea that that's something that we need to really look at, and we've talked about that as we talked when I presented the 5-year forecast. And number 9 is the shortage in revenue, same thing, to cover the expenses. So they divide the revenue divided by expenses. I did a very quick calculation. We were 98%. That ratio is less than 100%, and that gives us a critical outlook. So what I wanted to do again is just let the board know what this is, and when individuals come up to you guys and talk about your own financial health indicators, you'll know that we have 2 red and the rest are black. And so I just wanted, I'm sorry, the rest are green. Thank you, Ms. Simmons. The rest are green, and so you know, I don't know if an overall rating 2 out of whatever. So I just wanted to let you guys know that and be aware of this new system. This new system just came into effect. They have never done it for school districts. They've done it for townships and cities, but they have not ever done it for school districts. So they've just implemented this whole rating system just recently. So they, so I just said it's the final 2024 report. So we will get one again next year for FY25. And that was just, like I said, for information, and that's all I had this evening.
Are there any questions? Okay. Well, then next we will move into superintendent's report.
All right, thank you. The first item is Superintendent's Item A, the amended item, which is the recension of the agenda from May 1st. I have a copy of that agenda for everyone. I'm asking the board to vote to rescind that agenda this evening.
So, need to make a motion?
Yes.
I need a motion to rescind the May 1st personal agenda.
I motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Allen has been moved in second. Would you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. Motion passes to rescind May 1st personnel agenda.
So item B, amended item B, is a vote to approve the May 1st personnel agenda at this time. And there are no changes to that personnel agenda. There are no changes.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I don't know who said what first.
Yeah.
I'll
Mrs.
second.
Who made the motion?
Currington.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Simmons.
And Luana?
Second.
Okay. Mrs. Currington, second.
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, with the exception to abstain from number 20. So, motion passes for the approval of the May 1st personnel agenda.
Okay.
Are there any questions?
All right. The next item is now will be identified as item C, and that is the approval of the new textbook adoption. This is the actual approval of the textbooks that Ms. Murdoch and her team reviewed last meeting. I'm asking for action on that tonight, so we can go ahead and purchase those textbooks.
So I need a motion to approve the new textbook adoption. The information has already been presented to us. Are there any questions? I need a motion.
A motion. A second.
Ms. Allen has been moved in second. Will you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Carrington,
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore,
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons,
Yes.
and Mrs. Cherry.
Yes, motion passes for the adoption of the textbook.
Okay, thank you. The next item I have on the agenda is now item D, and it is the approval of the emergency purchase to repair the fire suppression system at Trotwood-Madison High School. If you guys remember, we discussed a little earlier in the year that the fire suppression system at the high school had failed, and we initially went through our insurance provider and filed a claim. The insurance provider came back Monday with the claim information. They are only going to provide costs for the current market value of the old fire suppression system, which is $29,000. So the district will now be responsible for the balance of replacing the fire suppression system at the high school. What we have to do, because the fire suppression system is out of code, the old fire suppression system is out of code. All new suppression systems that are put in buildings now, they have to have a voice notification module, and we also have to update our module that connects to the first responders here in the city. So the fire marshal allowed us to finish the school year with the fire suppression system down. The actual fire alarm still worked, but it no longer contacted the first responders. It no longer contacted Trotwood Fire. So he allowed us to finish the year with the understanding that we have to get this replaced by August 1. We have to get this work done by August 1. So we waited for the insurance company to come back. They came back with their $29K. So through our 034 funds, which are replacement and repair funds, we are going to purchase and install the new system through Garber Electric, which is a local company here in Clayton. They will come in and replace the system at the cost that's identified in the document. I think it was up to 130, but we're anticipating it being right around 117, 130 in the event there are any ancillary cost. This is being asked for approval tonight because of the nature of this piece of equipment, the nature of this installation. Under Ohio Revised Code, this is not subject, it does not have to be subject to public bid. And if you look at my letter, we did process this through our legal team, and they put a resolution together for us as well. Once you guys approve this tonight, we'll get that resolution passed, and then we'll move forward. But the reason that we're moving forward on this and I'm asking for approval is because it has to be done by August 1st. And with the understanding of what's going on with tariffs, what's going on with equipment, putting out for public bid will take at least 3 or 4 weeks. And we just do not have the time, and we have to get this done prior to the start of the school year. So I'm asking for action on that tonight. I know that was a lot of information. If you look on your attachment, I have the copy of the letter that I'm requesting. I have a copy of the quote from the local company, and in that letter I also have a statement that outlines the information from the fire Marshall Hilvers here in town. Right. I know that was a lot of information, but I just want to make sure we clarify why it was essential. In regular time, regular situation, without this time frame, this would be a project we would put out for public bid. But under these circumstances, with the directive from the fire marshal, we got to get this done.
Before we put it to a motion for a vote, does anyone have any questions?
Sure. Okay.
So I need a motion to approve the emergency purchase to repair fire suppression system.
All motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Ms. Allen, would you call the roll?
Mrs. Simmons,
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Currington,
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore,
Yes.
and Mrs. Cherry.
Yes. Motion passes to approve the emergency purchase.
Thank you. So just for your information, I am going to, as soon as we have break, I'm going to text the supervisor of maintenance, and he is going to call the representative from Garber, and they are going to start ordering the parts tonight. So we can hopefully get those in and get that done. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item I have is for information. It is is this one for information? Let me double check. Yes, this is for information. It's approval of the girls' overnight volleyball trip from Mr. Smith to the Summer Spectacular in Sandusky, Ohio on July 24th through 26th. The team will fundraise, receive assistance from the athletic department, and gather parental contributions to cover all lodging and meal expenses for both the coaching staff and the team. And this is for information. If you look at your attachment, you see the letter from Mr. Smith. There is a copy of the agenda for the event and a schedule of what the young ladies will be doing in July. All right. The next item, which will now be item F, is request for approval. It is for information as well. Approval of the special education model policies and procedures. This is a update from April that we need to get the board to approve. A lot of the information is just some technical language, some technical changes. So if you look at your attachment, you will also see those technical changes, and we need to get that approved upon our next meeting as well. Okay. The next item is item G, which is a donation from Corinthian Baptist Church and Joe Collin to our care closet here in the district. Corinthian is donating $50 from Corinthian to the care closet, and the next donation is from Joe Collin, and this memo is to acknowledge receiving of bags to be distributed to the care closet. And we are accepting those donations on behalf of the care closet. And that is for information as well. And item H, the last item, is request for approval of the June 5th personnel agenda with the amended addition if you look on page 2, number 37 is the appointment of a teacher, K1. We are adding this individual because before she could resign from her current position, she needed to be board approved in her new district. So we're adding her so we can get her approved, get her on board, and get her in our system. So that is the only change, item 37, the appointment of that individual. Other than that, the separation of services as normal, the licensed appointments through 41, the licensed continuing contracts, and the appointments of changes in salary through 54. And other than that addition, this is the same personnel agenda that was shared with you guys either Friday or Monday.
Are there any questions? I need a motion to amend the June personnel agenda.
Motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Allen, it's been properly moved in second. Will you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes for the amendment to the personnel agenda. Next up, item 5, discussion items and updates.
Okay, there are a few discussion items with the notation that we did add item D, and Ms. Cherry will be moving through item D today. She'll be having that discussion with you. The first item that was forwarded to me was the summer school enrollment. I provided you a document in your folder, your file folder, identified as document A. It is a document that identifies the enrollment of summer school to date. I've also provided you with the second page where we were last meeting. You know, I know there was some discussion about the number of students that were enrolled in summer school, and I said, well, you need to wait until those fourth quarter grades are finished and finalized. And as you can see, our enrollment has jumped up significantly, especially in middle and high school, where last meeting at high school we were only at 19, and now we're at 139. For 6 through 8, we had only 40 kids enrolled. Now we're at 119, and K-5 we had 60 enrolled, and we're still at 60 with that program. I want to be intentional to make sure I share with you that our high school program starts on the 9th, and grades 9 and 10 are prioritized. There is a very intentional focus to address our freshmen and our sophomores that are off track. And I think the high school administration and the high school counseling staff did a very good job identifying and getting to those kids and to those families to really get them to understand how important it is to get caught up. So we are we're waiting to see how that works as far as the number of kids that complete, but 139 kids and you're only expecting 125 shows that there was some intentional effort to get those kids enrolled. And that Graduation Alliance at the bottom right now, they're still finalizing those numbers as well, but that would likely be some of those kids, most of those kids that did not complete the requirements for graduation. I think it was 19, 21, something like that. I don't know the exact number, but we'll put those kids on Grad Alliance, and hopefully we will have a summer or fall graduation here at the building for those kids. Okay? I want to thank Ms. Murdoch for putting this together, getting this updated for me. We started with K-5, 6-8 Monday, and high school starts on Monday, this upcoming Monday. Any questions about summer school? All right. Okay, the next item I have for update is item B, which is just the update in regards to our participation in the athletic league with Dayton Public. I believe I blind copied everyone, or maybe I think I blind copied everyone on the letter that we sent to Dayton Public Schools. I've included a copy of that letter in your file, in your folder, excuse me, that just informs the administration of Dayton Public Schools that we will not be participating in the league this year, and we're just going to kind of withdraw our interest at this point. We have had some follow-up dialogue. We're not saying that the door is all the way closed, but man, it's barely cracked at this point. We just feel, and through the conversation that I've had with you guys and the conversation I've had with the individuals at Dayton Public Schools, we just don't feel right now it's in the best interest of our community and our students to join Dayton Public Athletic League. There's still some internal things that they're working through on their end, and we thought we were at one point, and we just kind of find out that our thought did not line up with their thought and their reality with regards to where we really are. So I just wanted to share that letter with you guys and let you know that we have officially withdrawn our interest in our membership. Any questions on that one? Mr. Smith is in the audience. Mr. Smith, you have anything to follow up with that, or? Okay. All right. All right. And the last item I have is one that I would like to share with the board. If you've heard me say 1,000 times, some people have, that I'm not a big social media guy. But if you look at C in your folder, we did receive our social media report from Allerton Hill, and they provided a lot of good insight and a lot of good information that debunks my belief that social media can be a positive thing for the district. I feel some type of way about it, but it's not how I feel. It's about what's best for the kids in this district and this community. So the first thing that you see is in your packet is a letter from Cindy Smith, who is a representative from Allerton Hill, and she just talks about the excitement and the growth that we have seen through our social media platform that we have. And they provided a comprehensive report, and there are just a few things that I want to highlight. They gave us understanding social media analytics, because of course I've asked all these questions because I just think social media sometimes can become a place of just negative thought and discontent, but it's also a place where you can really share your story. And in essence, that's what we've kind of been doing. So if you read the letter and then you look through the packet of information that was provided, just from what they call a 30,000-foot view, where we are with our audience, almost 6,000 people that we've connected with. We've doubled plus our impressions, our engagement, our post, and just a lot of general information about why our social media has become a shining point in our attempt to continue to share our message. And if you look at the slide that's up there on the screen now, it talks about just the amount of people that we've connected with and how our just in general impressions have gone all the way up to almost 500,000. And our posts and our comments have almost doubled. Engagements plus 20,000.
What's impression? What's that?
I think impressions are like if you like it, or yeah. And one of the things I wanted to highlight is just the top posts by view, and those are our 4 top posts by view. The news about our head football coach being recognized as one of the Ohio State Coaches of the Year. National Principals Day with Miss Sterner. Of course, our graduation pictures. And look at there, Miss Allen.
Really?
And her, her congratulations for recognizing her for retirement. And then the post of one of our former Trotwood-Madison grads, Ryan Allen, and her story about going through the College Promise program. So those were our top posts by view. But you look at the number of people, I mean, almost 15,000 people looked at Miss Allen retire. So that's pretty cool. And then, again, these are some of the other top posts by views. Of course, Miss Allen, the graduation. That young man in the middle is the wrestler Jordan. I can't remember his name. Jordan Banks. Jordan Banks, he got 6,000 views. That was our band performing, and then that was, I think, STEM Day at Madison Park. Those are other things that, but I mean, 13,000, and it may not be 13,000 individuals, but 13,783 people looking at a story that we post. I think that's pretty outstanding. So, of course, our goal is to increase engagement, and this just kind of sums up some of the things that we've been doing and some of the things that we've focused on. I think the attendance video is also one that got a lot of views. And then here are some of our next steps. And I'm not going to read all of that to you because I've provided that information to you in the packet. So, of course, those are our individuals. So I say all this to say, I guess I am now a believer in social media. You won't see my face all over social media because it's definitely not about my face. It's about what's going on and the great things that are going on in this district. Ms. Larson's face will probably be there in the next couple of days, so get ready for that. But we are really going to continue to contribute to this platform. And I will say that when I was in Cincinnati at Xavier, and we were at the regional semifinal game, a guy came up to me. He saw my Trotwood stuff, and we actually went to school together years ago in Cincinnati. And he said, "Hey man, your social media is buzzing. You guys are doing a lot of really good things out there." And so that, again, that kind of just proved me wrong. But I just wanted to share that information with you guys with regards to that. And then tying this to the new website that we're working on, we're really excited about Trotwood-Madison's platform and what's going on. Ms. Murdoch and Ms. Anderson have been working really hard on getting that website together, and we're hoping to have that up and running here soon. And as soon as we get that up, we'll bring that out. So kudos to Ms. Murdoch, kudos to Ms. Anderson. Ms. Anderson really works diligently with social media. She sets a meeting time, and I meet with them, and they ask me questions. I show up, and we go from there. And they kind of put it all together. Ashley and Anderson and Carrie Rankin is our contact through Allerton Hill. So I didn't know much about Allerton Hill other than just the initial meetings that we've had, but at this point, I am confident in saying they are making the money that we pay them. They're making the money that we pay them. Now, it may be a tad bit too much, and we're gonna try to work on that, but I think what we weren't doing was giving them more to do. And at this point, I really think we are, and they're excited about a whole lot more things. And on July 1st, I got some really good stuff going on with them. I haven't shared that with everybody yet, but we're gonna get that together, and I'll let you guys know. Right? Okay. And those were the update items I had. Now, Ms. Cherry has item D, discussion of the July 3rd board meeting.
Yes, we normally have 2 meetings in July, and so we've discussed not meeting July the 3rd, having a board meeting on July 3rd, and just having one board meeting in July, which would be July 17th. Does anyone have any questions or an agreement? All right. Next is our treasurer comments.
I, in front of you, placed my treasurer's update for today, June 5th, 2025. And there were a couple of items that I wanted to share. The medical, dental, and vision renewals came out, and I was really happy to say that our district, it's called loss ratio, and what they do is that's claims versus how much we pay out And we were able to, ours was low, and we were able to maintain a 2% renewal rate. And other districts, and this is over 100 districts, the rates range from 2% to 6%, so we were on the low end, and I thought that was amazing that we were able to do that. Just an FYI on our transition plans, my last day, of course, is July 31st. Jill and I have been working almost daily, probably, just on different things that come up. Probably in July, I'll have her probably sitting next to me in July for the last meeting, my last meeting, and have her sit next to me and just really look at what I do and how those things are. And then I just wanted to let you know that we are starting the budgetary process, and what that is that you guys approved a 5-year forecast, and what we try to do is meet with all of the schools and the departments so that their budgets will align with the 5-year forecast. And so Jill, myself, and the superintendent will be meeting with the schools starting on Monday, July 16th, and we're going to work through that process. And then at the bottom, I just had a couple vacations, and then, of course, we're Juneteenth holiday, and then our rescheduled meeting is, our last meeting is June the 26th, and the last meeting in June. So that was my report. And that's all I had.
Any questions for Mrs. Allen? And next, we will have our superintendent comments.
Okay, I do have a couple items this evening. First, I have provided a copy of the superintendent's update on your folder as well. Just kind of sums up everything that's going on here in June, reminds everybody how successful and great our graduation ceremony was. I thought it went pretty well. A lot of meetings, a lot of different things going on, and of course, as far as building updates, just letting you know when and how long summer school will be at Westbrook Village with the Champions program, middle school and the high school. Westbrook Village and the high school are Monday through Friday, and the middle school is Monday through Thursday. So please take a minute to read that at your leisure. Again, as always, if you have any questions, let me know. The next item is correlates to item D in your folder. Goodwill Easter Seals Miami Valley has invited me to be on the Board of Trustees, and I have tentatively accepted, as long as the Board of Education is okay with me spending an hour, maybe once a month, once every other month, attending the trustee meetings. I definitely believe it's an opportunity for myself and for Trotwood-Madison to be a part of an entity that does a lot of good here in the community. And as long as the board is okay with that, I will accept that invitation on tomorrow. I'll just let them know tomorrow that I'm good to go. What I have provided you is just a summary of the responsibilities that trustees have, and then a list of the meeting dates. And the first full executive board meeting is June 12th, which is next week. But if the board is okay with me, spending that hour to hour and a half in these meetings, I will go ahead and accept that invitation. Everybody's taking a look at it. Informal, yay or nay, or good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Everyone else? I'm good.
Okay. All right. And I did that because I just wanted, to let everybody know that I'm on your time. As far as my salary, now recognizing the fact that, of course, this would, definitely be advantageous to the board and the community as a whole, but I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware. And anything that's relative to, what's going on in the community, I would definitely update you.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Appreciate it.
Okay. Next, identified as item E in your file, your folder, is a list of all of the summer feeding sites that are going on in the city of Trotwood. This is our first, what we would identify as full-service summer feeding program, the first program since COVID, full-service program that we have had since COVID. The last few years, we've taken some time to kind of rebuild ourselves, rebuild our staff, and then this year we are really pushing forward. At our height, we served maybe 2017, 18. We served over 25,000 meals in the summer, and we are really trying to get ourselves back up to those numbers. As you can see, we are all over the city of Trotwood. We serve breakfast and lunch at several sites, and then we serve just lunch at several sites. And we serve anybody from the age of 1 to 18. We don't serve a lot of 1-year-olds, but 1 to 18. So I wanted to share those with you. There have been a few time changes, but other than that, that is the current listing of our lunch sites. All right. And last, I do want to make sure that I put in front of you a copy of the strategic plan and the revision of the strategic plan that we discussed on the board retreat, on the date of the board retreat. That is a copy for you to have, a color copy for you to have. It's probably the second one that I'm giving you. Around July 1st, I am really going to start formulating the strategic plan and what our next steps will be as far as developing action steps with our team. One of the first things that we have done already is this week, the administrative team, all of the principals and the coaches and the coordinators, well, excuse me, coordinators, not coaches, we were in a 2-day PD for our commitment to professional learning communities. We had a trainer from Solution Tree come in on Monday and Tuesday and work with us to really identify strategy to get our buildings to fully engage in the PLC process. All of our staff who attended received Learning by Doing. This is the 4th edition by Richard and Rebecca DeFore. They are the founding fathers, in the sense, of the PLC. We're going to be working through this textbook, and we're really excited about our Monday and Tuesday training days, and how the PLC and the strategic plan will work together to continue to help this district move forward. We're going to focus on our 5 core principles, and we have 3 strategic goals. And I'm going to be sharing this out with the district. I'm going to be sharing this out with the community. I'm going to be sharing it out anywhere we can put it out, so people know and understand what Trotwood-Madison City Schools is about. So I just wanted to make sure we started today and we reminded you that we talked about it a couple months ago, and we're not going to forget about it. Right?
Right.
All right. And that's all I have.
Awesome. Okay.
And that's for you. This is going to be for you, Mr. Graham.
Any questions for Mr. Howard? Board comments, we're going to start with Mrs. Currington.
I know I said that I wasn't going to say anything, but we didn't bet, so. But I do have to say a couple of things. First off, as always, I want to thank the most amazing staff, hands down, in the Miami Valley. We had 3 teachers in 1 year that were recognized on a national level. You tell me Trotwood doesn't have something good going on. I'll put the teachers up against anybody, anywhere. So congratulations, Ms. Larson, Ms. Kazi, and Mr. Stone. I think that is just amazing. That speaks volumes. And I'm just like in awe, like this is amazing. So congratulations to you. Tonight is your night. Ms. Allen, I know you're leaving in 3 more meetings, but do we have to say that every time?
No, I did I say that?
Like twice.
We said it, yeah.
No, it's one.
We know you're trying to get out of here. We understand that you are on your way out. But, no, thank you all. The graduation was amazing. It, absolutely amazing. And it was just so exciting. That room, when you're down in that room with the graduates, it is like so surreal. All those little people just running around and the excitement with the teachers, the staff, the families. It just really makes your heart smile. So I'm just excited about everything that's going on in Trotwood. Kudos to everybody.
Okay,
That was quick.
thank you. Mrs. Kilgore.
I agree with Mrs. Currington. Congratulations, Ms. Larson, on your Teacher of the Year award. What a great achievement. And also, to the 2025 graduates, congratulations. And that was an exciting experience for myself. Just watching the students graduate and being on the stage. So it was a great pleasure and honor. So I'd like to thank the board for that. And just enjoy the summer and stay safe.
Okay. Mr. Lumpkin?
Congratulations to the Teachers of the Year. I think that's amazing. I got a chance to go to the STEM learning, the STEM celebration with my girlfriend. She was the STEM Principal of the Year. And I was talking with Ms. Cherry about STEM learning. So we really appreciate the work that you're doing. The graduating seniors, congratulations to you guys. The graduations went really well, even the ones that we were accosted at went really well with our 8th graders graduating and moving over to the high school. So a lot of exciting things going on in Trotwood.
Vice President, Mrs. Simmons.
Again, congratulations, Mrs. Larson. Your hard work and your dedication to our students here at Trotwood, we appreciate you. We appreciate all of our teachers and staff that work with our students every day. I know most of you are glad about the summer. Take a load off, take a vacation, do some self-care. Because we're going to hit the ground running hard again already. I don't think Mr. Howard is sleeping at all because we continue to get emails. So I want him to do some self-care as well and make sure that happens, Mrs. Howard. Thank all of you and have a great summer.
Again, Mrs. Larson, congratulations. Mrs. Cosby, congratulations. Mr. Stone. I just want to say we matter. We matter, you matter, and we're moving. We're moving on, and I like the direction that the district is going. I just want to say congratulations to our boys track team too. Yeah, I just want to congrats them. Also to the graduating seniors, but I also wanted to give a shout out to the parents who have enrolled their students in summer school. I think that's a plus, and just to show that, you know, they are ready and preparing our students for the upcoming year. So I just would like for you guys to have a safe and happy summer, and like Ms. Vice President said, do some self-care, relax a little bit. Thank you for your dedication to our students in the district. Thank you so very much. And that will be all. And now, I need a motion to enter into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, discipline, dismissal, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges of complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual per BOE Policy 0166 and ORC 12122 G1, and to prepare for, conduct, or review negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment per ORC 5.22G4, action may be taken.
No motion.
A second.
It's been moved in second. Ms. Allen, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yeah.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes, and we will enter into executive session at 6:35.